Now let's move on to our second topic of the day, and that is our MVP ladder tier list. We got, you know how many actually? 11 players. So let's look at the top 11 MVP candidates. That's a lot for MVP candidates. Obviously, some of them are very not realistic, but we wanted to make it a bit more diverse, I guess. So we included a bit more players than you would usually look at. You would usually look at 3, 4, 5 guys maybe. We look at 11.
It's a tier list, so don't judge us, okay?
Okay. And
I mean, judge us in the comment section down below. But, make sure to write your own opinion.
Yeah, sure. Put these players in your tier list as well. We got obviously from S to A, B, C, D, and F tiers, and the order I'll throw the players at you isn't exactly random because I kind of grouped them a little bit. So first we're gonna go with former MVPs. The first one is the reigning, defending MVP of the EuroLeague, Mike James.
I have to say D tier.
Okay.
Only D tier for Mike. He's not been an efficient player this season, shooting-wise. Only 44% from 2 points and 31% from the three-point range. He was slowed down at the start of the season because, if you don't remember that, he missed the entire preseason due to an injury. So he was kind of slow to start. He picked it up, but... numbers-wise, he's not as great, as efficient as he was shooting the ball last season. I think he was phenomenal. But I also think he's more concentrating on winning the EuroLeague title than the MVP after he got it last season. So I don't think he cares that much. Monaco are doing solid. They are, fighting for the home court advantage. So I don't think he has a lot of chances to repeat. So it's a D tier for me.
Okay.
What do you think?
I have him at B tier because...
At B tier?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, maybe our criteria is a bit different,
I tried to throw some players, around.
For me, it's obviously after the highest of highs, sometimes when you reach your peak, when you become the leading scorer of the EuroLeague top scorer ever, and when you actually win the MVP, being the first American to do it after Anthony Parker in 2005, sometimes the only direction to go is a bit down, and that's exactly what happened with him this season. He's gone down from almost 19 points to 15 points a game. Also, like you said, the shooting is -7 percentage-wise from deep, from 38 to 31, and field goals also overall have gone down to below 40% from 44%. So I feel like with those dips and statistically, it's just very unlikely to expect him to win. But at the same time, it's not the worst candidate out of the whole list of candidates we have. So I had him at B. Maybe I would now consider C, but let's stick to what I said at the beginning. It's just, with the worst output and potentially lower seed this season because now they're 5th. Obviously, it's only a few win difference between the 5th and the 2nd, for example. But last season they finished 3rd. Now they're 5th. I feel like they're gonna finish around that 5th, 4th seed. So I don't expect them to win. So it's B tier for me. Then I have Sasha Vezenkov, who is the 2022-23 MVP, before going to Kings. So we're going chronologically. So where's Sasha?
What you did here. Sasha to me is S tier. S tier, Olympiacos is number 1. He's playing great. He's number 1 in the team in the net on and off rating. Olympiacos are better by 18 points in 100 possessions when he's on the court to compared when he's not. They're better both offensively and defensively when he's on the court. So he's S tier for sure to me. Although I always have questions about him because in the 4th quarter, he's not the guy who's going to take the ball in his hands and make the biggest shots. Yeah, he can create and off the ball. He is a unique player. But it's Evan Fournier usually who's, taking those big shots in the 4th quarter. But, I mean, Olympiacos are clear runners for the first place. He's 2nd top scorer in the league. I just can't have him not in the S tier.
No, for me, it's also a clear S tier. Actually, for me, he's the front runner of the MVP race in my book because he's the leader of the in scoring and efficiency of the top team, also efficiency in general in the whole league, or PIR, whatever we can call it, efficiency PIR. Also, he has a better stat line than he did in the 2022-23 MVP season this year. And actually, so far, he's also a 40, 50, 90 club member if he finishes the season with the stats he has right now. And actually, it's 40, 60, 90, because his 2-point percentage is actually 60, sorry. So it's 40, 60, 90. But anyways, he's efficient as ever. He's scoring more points than he did in his first MVP year. And obviously with the team that's likely to finish first in the regular season, I feel like, there's no questions to be asked here about Sasha Vezenkov. You said, Fournier maybe will take those bigger shots in the last moments,
just like Suliauskas did.
But we're looking at regular season only, and we're looking at consistency, I feel like, here. So Evan Fournier can win the Final Four MVP if they win. Sasha can take the regular season one. Okay, next one is chronologically former MVP as well, Nikola Mirotic.
Mirotic, to me, is slightly below A tier. And
okay.
Let me explain.
Okay, explain, please.
You have him way lower?
Yeah, I have him lower, but it's your turn to speak now.
Okay, Milano is what, 8th or 9th at the moment, 16 and 13. Huge win against Crvena Zvezda yesterday. Big for their playoff hopes. He is actually having a really solid season. 18 points. More than 6 rebounds. He's better than 98% players in both categories in the EuroLeague. Insanely good impact numbers because, Milan's success this season really relies on him. Josh Nebo is out for the majority part. And even though Mirotic had an injury, quite a long one, he happened to miss only 5 games out of 30, out of 29, I think. And, his true shooting percentages are insane. Milano is better by 20 points when he's on the court.
Okay.
And he's just doing it all. Scoring one-on-one. Messina are relying heavily on him to create by himself. His pick and pops. And when he's playing, Milano are often winning and he's putting up incredible numbers. So they might be at the 9th place at the moment, but it's only 2 wins until the 2nd place. So that is why I was thinking between A and B, and I decided to give him A.
Okay. You actually changed my. You made some great arguments here, because I had him actually even at C because of Milano, but then you do look at the wins, and it's only a couple of win difference. They could end up way higher.
That's the crazy part.
And he is one of the most efficient players in the league. So, actually, statistically, I looked. He's having the best season since his return to Europe in 2019. He's scoring a little bit under in points, and his efficiency in shooting is a bit down. But otherwise, he's even better than, for example, that year he won the MVP in 2021-22. Of course, the year he won the MVP, it was the year that Barcelona was first in the standings. So that's another thing. But I would say, okay, B tier now. Nikola Mirotic is more likely to win than I expected in the first place after your arguments. Next up, I got the category of undersized kings.
Ooh, nice. Who are we starting here with?
Well, we're gonna go with a guy whose height is in the name, TJ Shorts. TJ Shorts.
My guy, TJ Shorts. S tier.
Whoa, okay. S tier.
Listen, I have only 3 players in the S tier. TJ is the second one. Another guy is, you already know who he is. But he is number 1 in the league in points scored and created. He creates and scores 35 points per game. He's basically carrying this entire Paris team.
Yeah.
Okay, the system is designed for him to succeed, but, he's creating 35 points per game. Second place, which is Kendrick Nunn, is 29 only. Okay. That's 6 points created less by one player. That's an insane gap between the first and the second place. It's like Jokic in these last NBA MVP, votings. But to me, he's been why Paris have overperformed. That 10-game winning streak in the beginning was crazy. His percentages are amazing. Number 1 in assists, number 4 in points, and Paris are 16 points better on the court with him. So,
Okay.
if they have not lost a couple of these last games, he would be in the conversation, like really between Kendrick Nunn, Sasha Vezenkov, and TJ Shorts. But now I think he's kind of falling a little bit in behind in the MVP conversation. But I'm still keeping him in the S tier. I can't. I can't do him over otherwise. You know?
I feel like it's because you spoke to him yesterday, and now you don't want to get any heat from him. But okay, now
come on now.
I would have also had him in the S tier, especially after the first half of the season, or the first, let's call it, first 14 games. That was part of their winning streak, the 10-game winning streak. When they went 11-3, I definitely actually had him as the front runner, even above Sasha, above Kendrick Nunn, because it felt like it's incredible what's happening. Yeah. But then that stretch of in the next 15 games, after the first 14, the next 15 was 5-10. Teams did figure out how to slow down Paris, not him necessarily, because he's scoring the same amount of points. He's even more efficient from 3. He isn't he's not dishing out as many assists, but that's a question whether it's his creation that's gone down, or is the teammates not making the shots, so that's something. But I do have him at 8 tier just because now they're 7th. We don't know where they're going to finish, but I don't feel like they're going to make the guaranteed play-in, the guaranteed playoffs. So from the 7th or 8th or 9th even place to win the MVP, I think it's unlikely. That's why I went to 8 tier instead of S tier.
Yeah. That's a fair assessment.
Right.
If I'm not, if I don't like Paris that much, I probably agree with you.
Okay. Augustas, I got some special Crown Royale Panini cards box from our partners Trace and Chase, the EuroLeague cards that are super ultra mega rare actually today.
I have to tell you, this sounds super fancy.
8 cards only in this box.
Wow.
And there are some really crazy ones, some autograph ones, some memorabilia card, and others that are quite rare. Let's do this. Pick 2 cards only. Once you make your pick, you can't redo it anymore. Okay. And we need to create the best dynamic duos. Okay.
But before we do it, we have to say that we have a code, BasketNews 5.
Simple as that.
You know what to do with it. And if you are going to buy, if you are collecting cards, use our code. You will get a discount, and you will get a nice set of very special cards, because as I understand, 8 cards there, and all of them are special.
Pretty much, yeah. TraceandChase.com. So let's go. I'll open it as nicely as I could. Okay, 1 pack. This whole big box just for 1 pack. Feels like illegal drugs to me for some reason. So,
so we are going to have 1 card that is with an autograph.
I'll draw a card, and you say whether you're taking it or not.
Okay.
Holy shit. This one has a whole crown around it. It's a Kemba Walker crowny little card. Taking it or leaving it?
Leaving it.
You're leaving it?
Yeah.
I'll leave it too. I mean, it's Kemba Walker.
I mean, it's
very
cool.
rare you think about it.
It's pretty
cool. But at the same time, the season he had... Okay, next one. Oh, another crown. Okay, so crowns aren't that... rare, I guess. Are you taking Scottie Wilbekin from last season?
I'm skipping it.
Skipping?
I'm waiting for that autograph card. Let's go.
Okay, I'm skipping 2. Next up, another crowned one. Josh Childress with the little crown.
Ooh, Josh was a beast there. I'm taking it.
I wanted to take it. Okay. Next one, I'll be picking whether I'm taking or not taking first, okay? Because this is unfair. Ooh, Josh Neba autographed one. Yes, of course I'm taking it. Of course I'm taking it. You made a bad decision. I didn't know nothing. All the shapes are the same. I didn't know anything. Josh Neba, once again, thank you for signing this card. Thank you for playing in Gytis, and thank you for probably winning the game for me. Next up, ooh, thick boy. Look at that. This is a Matthias Lezort card, and it's...
Do I get to decide first?
Yeah.
You just decided first.
Yeah,
I'm taking that.
Oh, man.
I'm winning the comments battle. I'm winning the comments battle.
This is such a crazy card because it has a part of the jersey in it.
Wow. Show it.
Take a look.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you got Josh Childress and Matthias Lezort, and I have 2 more picks to choose between. Ooh, interesting. A globe, but it's TLC, Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot. So it's a nice card, but it's TLC.
Leave it, and you bet all in on that last card. Come on now. Do it.
I got the signature. Let me leave it. Let me leave it. There's 2 more cards, actually.
Oh.
Hazonia, all shiny, but... and has a little 44 out of 49. Only so many cards made, and it's kind of... I should probably take it now.
No.
Who knows what's left?
No, go for the buzzer beater.
Okay, buzzer beater. Maybe I get something better.
I hope it's like John
you've tricked me.
Bartolomeo.
It's Paris Lee, but it's a nice card. but it is a Paris Lee card, and there's 99 of those, and this is the 90th. I should have taken Mario Zonia.
Hey, Paris Lee and Josh Nebo duo is not that bad.
Okay, let's hold up our cards. Show it to the camera. This is my cards. That is Augustas cards. Let us know in the comments who got the better dynamic duo. Okay, next of our undersized gods, we got Carson Edwards.
Oh, okay. I thought we are going to talk about Kendrick Nunn, but...
No, he's not undersized, really. He's,
I know.
I think 6'3", 6'4".
Carson Edwards, to me, C tier.
Okay.
C tier, insane season. I wanted to congratulate him on that. Some ridiculous shot making by him this season. Some ridiculous games, 30-point games, insane form, insane confidence. Bayern is the biggest surprise of the season, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they were going to, get into a slump. That hasn't happened. They have been phenomenal at home. Only 4 games for Carson in single digits in the EuroLeague this season. And he has 3.1 assist average, which is way higher than Marcus Howard had last season. So he is, to me, C tier.
Okay.
Some defensive issues right there, but they are winning. They are super good. They are overperforming. C tier. I don't know if you agree.
Okay.
Where do you have him?
I put him at D tier, and I also thought about Marcus Howard because we had a similar situation of a 20-point scorer, but then you look at PAR, which you hate to talk about. But anyways, you look at his efficiency, and it's outside the top 15. So that's Carson Edwards this season. He's scoring 20, and his efficiency PAR is 16 with Howard was 11, so it's a bit of a difference, right? So it's definitely not identical situations, but the most similar you could probably find between the 2 seasons, that a high scorer, but maybe not as inefficient, not very efficient in terms of shooting and other things. So
like last season, Baskonia were barely in the play-in.
Exactly,
like
Bayern is playing
fourth.
winning basketball. Yes, that's another thing. So maybe C tier is more appropriate. I did put him at D tier. I just don't expect him to win the MVP. That's really what I think, and the fact that he's American also doesn't help in our stupid European, mindset. So that's another thing. But yeah, D. But I could see why
you're not changing your mind, huh?
No.
Okay.
Next up, last really undersized out of really undersized guys is Carlik Jones.
Carlik Jones, to me, D tier.
Mm-hmm.
Partizan's run started when he was, when he found his rhythm. I think Partizan are still on their way up. They're still climbing the EuroLeague standings ladder. He is their leader. He is their most important player. Since round 11, almost 15 points, 3 rebounds, almost 6 assists. He doesn't have great impact numbers. Like Partizan are showing similar offense and similar defense when he's, on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not helping his case in this tier. So I put him at D tier. I don't expect him to have any chances unless Partizan goes right now on a crazy 6-game winning streak.
Yeah, I'm sorry to Partizan fans, but I wanted to fill out all the tiers. And out of all the candidates, I could say probably Carlik Jones is the only one I could put at F tier in terms of probability to win the MVP.
I have one player also at F tier.
Okay. So the two main arguments, obviously the standings that you talked about, they're currently 9th. If they make the playoffs, I still really don't see Carlik Jones as in the top 5 of that conversation. He's just, for me, out of all the candidates, the least likely to. And another thing is, for me, he's quite inconsistent. Some games he can score 20, and then he can come out and score just 4, 3 points, something like that. So if you look at his recent games, you'll see that pattern that one game is good, one game is not. One game is good, and it's just like that. You never know what you're going to get. So for me, that's why I put Carlik Jones at F tier, although he's having a great rookie season. Don't forget that this is his first season in the EuroLeague, and I'm sure that it's only going to go up from here.
Slow start was a huge part because he's a rookie in the EuroLeague.
Okay, next up, there's no more categories, I'm afraid. I couldn't find a common link between these guys, but Kendrick Nunn.
I mean, come on now. S tier, and you said that Sasha Vezenkov is your favorite. A lot depends on how the Greek derby, how this Greek derby that, I don't know, probably now when you're looking this clip has finished, but we are filming this a little bit before. But K-Nunn, doesn't matter. S tier, second in points created, so scored points and created by assist. 62% true shooting, which is good for a guard. He has great percentages this year. He did not have that last season. And he's the one player guiding Panathinaikos to wins. If Vezenkov has a little bit off game, there are a lot of guys that can help. But if Kendrick Nunn is not playing great, Panathinaikos is not winning. And looking at on and off ratings, he has the biggest positive impact to Panathinaikos results when he's on the court. Last season, actually, in the regular season, he was the worst in terms of impact. He was not efficient. So when he was on the court, Pau was not playing better. And to me, plus 16 points better offense when he's on the court in 100 possessions. Top scorer in the fourth quarter, 6 points, 6.4 points in the last 10 minutes. So I'm thinking if Pau has a strong run in the last games, if Pau maybe win this Greek derby, which I don't expect them to because, they're not playing at home, I have him as a strong candidate to even win.
Yeah, well, I feel like it will come down who's going to finish higher in the standings. At the moment, it's more likely that it's Olympiacos. Yeah. I also have, obviously, Kendrick Nunn at the S tier. I feel like he's probably the most talented, the most offensively skilled player in the league right now. If we're talking about Vezenkov, it's more about his consistency, efficiency, all-around play. With Kendrick Nunn, you just have the best scorer in the league, I guess, and then also a good creator for others, and not horrible on defense either in some situations. So I feel like without Lazor, he just showed that he can be a absolute leader of the team. Took over that role and also increased the scoring from last year by 5 points. But at the moment, I still got him as a close second to Vezenkov, and we'll see. Yeah, it's all possible in my book.
Some insane games, man. Those were just phenomenal.
Right. Next up, then, since we were speaking of Olympiacos, let's throw in Evan Fournier here.
I think C or D. What do you think?
I had him at B tier because I'll go first, I guess, just because I feel like he has turned it up so much in the last, second half of the season. He's consistently scored. Now it's been a bit of a rougher stretch maybe compared to that middle bit, but like you said in the beginning about Vezenkov, that sometimes the leader of the team, the actual leader when it matters, becomes Evan Fournier. I feel like just because of that he deserves a B tier, but when you add everything together, it's still Vezenkov who's the front runner of Olympiacos.
For sure. Okay, let's put Evan at C. Just because he's not, super efficient. His defense is often a big question, just as with Vezenkov. Olympiacos have not been a great defensive team, especially without Thomas Walkup, but they're top of the standings right now.
Yeah.
he has made some huge shots late in games and in important ISO situations, I would say. So maybe C tier is a little bit harsh, but also his Fournier's net rating impact to the team is not positive.
Okay.
Like, strangely, Olympiacos are 6 points better when he's on the bench.
Well, sometimes numbers don't tell you the truth, the full story, I guess.
I know. And this is especially, I think, the case with Fournier because of, he's not that efficient, but he has made so many big shots. And he has been a huge part of why Olympiacos right now has this gap between the first and the second place. So C tier for me.
Okay. Next up, the 50-point machine, Nigel Hayes-Davis. Where would you put him?
A tier. A tier. Great stats, great true shooting. Not the best impact on the team numbers-wise. But I think he's just playing phenomenal basketball. He has improved so much in the last couple of years. Offensively, he has taken a bigger role. He's the leader of the team. He's made some huge shots. The one in Kaunas stays in my mind. There were a lot more. Those fadeaway mid-ranges to close the game. Those are amazing. And he is defensively one of the best, if not the best. Yeah, he's the best players out of, all these 11 that we are ranking.
Okay, yeah.
So just a two-way player. The stats not always show that, but just a huge impact on Fenerbahce's success, and they're second. So
yeah, for sure. The only probably two-way, a real true two-way player. There's gonna be one more guy that we're gonna speak about, but also he's leading the team in PIR, points, rebounds, and steals. Reflects all that we were talking about, and he's in the second seeded team at the moment. So that's all the arguments you need to know. Yeah. Also, he's playing in the Jasikevičius team where, a lot of the time, because of the strict system, because of finding the best shot, statistically, you might not have the best season there, but your team might be winning.
You just said that Mirotic has the best season in Milano, and he was, in Jasikevičius' system before.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, his best season was actually prior to Jasikevičius going to Barcelona, but still, he won the MVP with Jasikevičius.
Yeah.
So,
but because they were number one in the regular.
Exactly. Okay, next up we got Zach Lidé.
C tier.
Okay.
He has been super important. You have to understand that. Like, if Mirotic is A, it's not a knock on Lidé to put him on a C tier. Mirotic has better numbers. Mirotic has better net on and off numbers. With Mirotic, Milano is better by 20 points. With Lidé, they're better by almost 8. That's still a great number. But, despite his insane efficiency and carrying the team while Mirotic was out, Lidé is C tier, but I still think he's having a phenomenal season.
I had him at D tier for the same reasons you mentioned. I feel like it's just I still see Mirotic as a more important piece, although I understand MVP race is not exactly about the eye test. That's what I really think about when I put him at D and I put Mirotic at B, because I feel like it's more about I know that efficiency-wise it's 19.5, but you look at the points scored, it's not very high. I think he's scoring like under 15, if I'm not mistaken, but he's getting quite a few rebounds. Like and I just feel like we're talking about MVP race ladder. Very, very unlikely Zach Lidé, as good as he's playing, is going to win the MVP. Last one I'm going to throw at you is Joel Bolomboy.
F tier.
Okay, that's the F tier you had. Okay.
Yeah, the only guy that I have in the F tier. He is, he has been playing great. He is super important to Zvezda's success, but just 10 points and 7 rebounds are not enough. Zvezda were actually 11-4 in the first 15 games with him, so that was huge. But they have lost 3 games, their 3 last games in a row. Bolomboy has not played that great. He is now injured again yesterday, so he's probably not even, he's not going to have 2/3 of the games played. So he has been super important. Impact numbers great, but just comparing to all those other guys.
That's true. I had him at D. Now I understand why you're putting him at F, because of he actually had a much better start than he had the return after the injury, to be honest. And when Petrushev's there, some of the load offensively came off of him. So Yeah, I see why you put him at F. And if we're talking about Crvena Zvezda, currently they're 6th, and he's the most efficient player of that team. So I guess that's why I didn't put him at F.
Yeah, it's Zvezda's success is not about one player. I think
that's another thing.
It's the team and all the players that are there.
Right, so that's our ranking. Let us know if you agree with our takes or you disagree. Whose list is better, actually, because we have separate tier lists. Let us know who has it closer to reality.
And just, you can write your tiers with these 11 players.
I don't know why we're looking there as if the viewers are somewhere here, but the viewers probably should look straight down the camera.
To this camera?
Yeah.
To this camera? Guys, let us know in the comment section down below.